Pleasure to see you all. Thank you for jumping in. My name is Andy Stoyer. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Composer. Composer is an AI content marketing platform. We've made it easy for small to medium-sized businesses to be able to write content and tell your story, tell your company story about what you do. You know, we live in a world now where everybody is short on attention span. And what's really important is that when somebody comes to your website, you got to be able to tell them what you do. And we all do this. We all go to websites and we kind of poke around a little bit and find out like what is it that you actually do. You know, there's usually some generic content, brochure content that's on the website, and you end up digging a little bit further before you want to work with somebody just to see how, you know, what they do, what they stand for, what their goals are, and how they help their clients. And that's them essentially telling their company story. So there's an opportunity for you in that moment when people are coming to your website for you to be able to tell your company story and for you to be able to help those prospects learn more about what you do and how you can help them. That's going to drive more conversions. That means that people will reach out to you. They'll fill out your form more, or they'll call you, or they'll live chat with you. However, you have that engagement set up on your website, and it's really important to have an ongoing narrative about your business, right? We all want to work with leaders in the market, whatever category you're in. So in order for you to demonstrate that you are a leader in your market, and presumably you are, you want to let people know why you're the best. And the way that you let people know that is by asking the questions and answering them. So when people come to your website, they want to know that you're the thought leader, you're the one that they should work with. So then the question is, so what do I write about? I mean, that makes sense. How do I figure this stuff out? So we have a very simple process to be able to do that. And what we're going to do, since we're doing office hours here, we're going to make this interactive. And what I'm going to ask you to do is drop your website URL in the chat here. And what we'll do is we'll run through a couple of examples just to feature you and your business. And this is totally random, right? Like a little magic trick. Pick a card, any card. And we're gonna do a little bit of keyword research and see what should you write about, and then we're gonna actually write some content on the call here and show you how you do that using AI. Wonderful. Okay, great. So Cameron, thank you for jumping in first. We're gonna go with you as our first contestant. So the first thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna show you a tool that we use over here. It's called Ahrefs. And what I'll do is, this is what SEO companies use. So actually, before I even jump into all of this, one thing I want to tell you is there's been a lot of black box kind of activity that happens in the SEO world. I'm going to demystify this a little bit and simplify. What is SEO and how do I crack the code on this stuff? Okay, so SEO is broken into a few different parts. There's what's called on-page SEO. This is your website. This is when Google crawls your website, you want to tell them specifically what you do. And that way they know where to place you in their index. The other part of that that's really important is you have to have content on the website that further tells Google what you do. And that content needs to be relevant and specific so that Google says, oh, I know what you do. I can place you here in my index. And when you have a lot of content on your website, it really helps inform Google, and it makes it simple for Google. And when you make it simple for Google, you get a benefit of getting better position for those keywords. So on page, that's called on-page optimization. That's a really simple way to kind of understand it. Then there's what's called off-page optimization. So these are people who are linking to your website. Why is somebody going to link to your website? Because you have good content on your website. That's the main driver, because people want to say, this person over here has good content. So where are places that you can get links, to your website? A great place to get links to your website is from your local chamber of commerce. any other businesses that are tangentially relevant to your business. So if you're an accounting firm, for example, or let's just go with Cameron's business here, let's take a look. Um, so Cameron, you are the number one LED light up dog collars and leashes. Awesome. Very cool. You are very clear in what you do, right? So you're telling Google right here, this is what you do. One thing I would say is that for some reason, this text right here, I can't highlight this text. So what I would do is I would make it so that Google can read that a little bit easier. Um, so all the text on the page here, for some reason, I can't highlight it. So I would say that that looks like an image. I would make this text actually readable text because that's what's going to help Google read what is going on your website. So that's one tip for you. But let's go through this a little bit. And so we'll say LED dog collars as our keyword, right? So when we go in here, we kind of look at like, okay, so it looks like you're getting, some traffic to your website. It looks like you kind of peaked in November and Google's made some algorithm changes and we've gone down a little bit. This is not uncommon. It looks like you're ranking for 37 keywords, mostly on page 2 and page 3 is what it looks like. So we're going to say, how do you get up to page 1 and how do you get into the number 1 position? Here's how you do it. So when you work with us, what we'll do is we'll do stuff like this. So we'll drop in this keyword. Whoops. Let's drop in this keyword, LED dog collars, right? And this will just give us an idea of several related search terms: light up dog collars, glow in the dark dog collars, illuminated dog collars. And what we're going to do is we're going to find out how much search volume there is for each one of these, right? So this will just give us an idea. Okay, so here are some things to note. I'm just going to break this down. These are the keywords here. This is called keyword difficulty. This is how competitive these search terms are. This is a scale from 0 to 100. A KD, a keyword difficulty of 0, is very easy to rank for. That means that all you have to do is just write some content about that and have Google index your website, and it's likely that you're going to rank for those keywords. This has a search volume of 150 searches a month, and so does LED dog collars, and so does light up dog collars. And so very quickly, you could probably get, a few hundred visitors to your website just a month just by doing that, right? Just by writing some content about these search terms. Now, what we can do is we can also look at related search terms and we can say, let's expand the visibility here. All right, look at this. So light up dog collar, a KD of 0, and look at that, 1,900 searches a month. That's pretty awesome. If you were to pay for that click on Google, you'd pay 40 cents for that click. And lots of keywords here, right? So what we do is we pick keywords that follow 3 criteria. The 3 criteria are, does it have a KD, a keyword difficulty that's attainable? We look typically for a KD of 10 or under if it's a new website like this. So that's one criteria. The other criteria is there good search volume? These are all good search volume here. Right on. So those meet the criteria. The third criteria, which is the most important, is it a buyer intent type of keyword? Does it look like somebody's going to purchase with this kind of keyword? So light up dog collar, yeah, that's a good one. LED dog collar, people are knowing what they're looking for here. Dog light, yeah, that's a pretty good one. Blazon, not a good one, right? Blazon lighter, not a good one, right? So you kind of get an idea of what to pick and choose in this kind of environment. So this kind of orients us a little bit just right at the top to say, these are keywords that we should look at. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Andrew here, who's going to show you how we do this in Composer, and then we'll write some content for you. So Andrew, I'm gonna stop sharing and
Hey Andy, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that was my site there, K Night Lights. I appreciate the info there. That's something I've been struggling is figuring out how to get it, ranked on the first page.
Yep.
So you said find keyword difficulty words 10 and under, and then So I have like a WordPress and a Blogger site set up too.
Great.
Do you like, I don't know anything about, is this for constant contact, right?
No, this is
Or
not constant contact.
just AI writing posts?
Yeah, this is exactly that. So this is writing content for your website.
Okay, do I need to like link these keywords from the posts that we'll be learning to write here to my website?
What you're going to do, you're going to start with these keywords and you're going to write content that has those keywords in them. And first, you want to write the content so that it gets up on your website. The second step that you would do is once you write the content, then you can use those search terms and you can link internally to other pages on your website that
Okay,
are that have information about LED dog collars, for example, if that's
I
the
see.
keyword, right? And
Okay,
that's further optimization so that when Google crawls your website, they see, oh, I've got all this content that's related to LED dog collars. And also the keyword LED dog collar is interlinked within the website. And that helps to send another signal to Google to say, oh, okay, I really know what you're about. And when Google knows what your website's about, then they can place you in the index properly. The biggest problem that most companies have is that they don't have enough content on their website to be able to inform Google as to what they do. So Google doesn't really know what to do with those websites, and therefore they don't rank them. So if you tell Google, this is what I do, and you write content about what you do, Google knows where to place you because you've told them through that content.
okay, so you would say do all my content like on my site itself, not elsewhere like WordPress and Blogger.
I would focus in on your website, right?
Okay,
And not dilute it with WordPress or Blogger because so WordPress is two things. WordPress.com, and you can host your website on WordPress.com/LED dog collars or whatever it is. That's one way to do it. Is that the way that you have it, Cameron? You have it set up that way?
I do, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that's hosted on WordPress. There's another kind of WordPress instance where you can use the WordPress content management platform and you can put it into your own domain. And therefore you're hosting it and using their software to host it, but it's actually all hosted on your domain. What I would do is I would focus on anything that's hosted on your domain. So Canine uh,
Hey, Night Lights.
K9 lights, yeah. That's the website that I would focus on because that's the website that you want to drive traffic to.
I see. Okay, thank you so much.
Sure.
And before I get started with the demo, Cameron, I was going to pick up on the same subject matter, which is if you have a separate blog site, you definitely want to have a @blogs on your page so that Google, when they're indexing your website, gets to look through all of that content as well. So instead of trying to drive traffic to two different locations, you want all roads to lead to your website.
Right. Okay. So, because I have like a Blogger site set up, a WordPress site, and then I also have a blog section on our website itself.
Yeah,
Um,
you really want your strong content all on your website so that Google, again, the more you educate Google, the more likely it is that the right eyes end up on your website.
okay. Gotcha. Thank you guys.
So,
Sure.
ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I'm Andrew Lippman, one of the partner managers here at Composer. So, we're going to introduce you to our human-assisted AI content generation platform, Composer. I have provisioned it with Cameron's website, which is knightlights.com, and we say new article. Now, for us, the most important thing to do is learn as much as possible about a business, its services, what it's trying to accomplish, and your ideal customer profile, right? You're trying to reach particular eyes. You have to be answering the questions that they're asking Google every day. So the first thing we do is take a look at your website and create a synopsis of your business, your services and products, and your ideal customer profile. Because again, the more we know about both ends of the equation, the easier it is to craft that connective tissue in between. So this will populate a synopsis of the business. Cameron, take a quick second and look through this.
Yeah, I need to do some updating, but I mean that's right.
Excellent. All right. So as soon as I click new article, what Composer is going to do is compile a list of topic clusters and subjects that it sees as necessary to connect you with your audience. All right, so it is doing the keyword research. It's looking for where there's some solid traffic to go after and less competitive search terms. One of the ones that I don't see here that I'm going to add was the one that we came up with that had the largest search traffic and the lowest, meaning zero, competitive nature of the term itself. So let's add that right there and let's start a piece of content. Okay. So we can craft any sort of content with Composer: blog posts, how-to, op-ed, ultimate guide, product review, and listicle. In our eyes these days, blogs are the most direct path to educating Google on who you are and what you do and who they should be sending to your site. And blogs are now the largest segment of top 5 Google results, more than 20%. So let's craft a blog post about your LED dog collars. So first we start with 5 potential headlines. Let's take a look. The secret to safe night walks: innovative light up dog collars revealed. How these LED dog collars are revolutionizing pet safety at night. Uncover the hidden power of light up dog collars for nighttime adventures. Why pet owners are flocking to these illuminated dog collars for night walks. Or light up dog collars, the bright solution to keeping your pet safe in the dark. Cameron, which one of those grabs you?
Right solution. That last one's there's good.
Great.
Keep your
So
pet
now
safe.
at this step, we've got to define our angle of approach to this piece of content. Are we exploring the technology behind LED dog collars, enhancing pet safety during nighttime walks? Is this discover how canine nightlights' vibrant LED collars, are transforming evening strolls for pets and owners? Or learn about the benefits of using light up dog collars to ensure your pet's visibility at night?
I'd say that last one sounds good again.
Great. So Composer begins with an outline. Here we have shedding light on nighttime safety, the technology behind illuminated dog collars, enhancing pet safety, benefits of LED dog collars, choosing the right light up collar for your pet, nighttime adventures made safe and stylish, and the future of pet safety, advancements in illuminated collars. Now, one of the exciting things with Composer is we can train it with your company's pre-existing content so that very quickly it becomes a bespoke platform and captures your voice. In the meantime, we can say promote K, is it -9?
Yeah, K-9 IGHT.
Does that look right to you?
Night lights. Yep, that's it.
I'm going to say not to be too obnoxious. So now we revise. Composer knows that this article is focused on your business and we can get to the next step. So at this step, again, until we engage and we can absorb your style guide and understand how you like to write, we need to lead Composer in terms of what's the voice and tone of this article. Who's writing it? Is it coming from an SEO specialist or a technologist, financial analyst, entrepreneur, marketing manager, or lifestyle luminary? Cameron, which is closest to your heart there?
I'd say entrepreneur.
Let's do it. So this will begin to render in real time, and I'll give you a little insight into how we deliver. So if we engage with you, the first thing we do is assign a content strategist to your company. They become your account manager and main point of contact. They bring a researcher with them so we can dig into your company and your space and your competitors and your ideal customer profile. Again, the more we know about both ends of the equation, the easier it is to connect the dots. You get monthly strategy meetings, so we stay on point in terms of what we're trying to accomplish and how we're going to execute. We publish directly to your blog and promote through your social media channels upon approval of content, so it's a very efficient process. 2 contextually relevant images included in every post. We guarantee your happiness with the content. There is no long-term commitment at the moment, so it is month to month. And again, this is raw Composer output. We do have humans in the loop, both at the beginning to craft strategy and on the tail end to make sure that the content is accurate and timely and represents your business well. Andy, I'll pass it back to you.
Sounds good. How does this sound to everybody? Is this making sense? What we do is we handle all of the content writing for you using Composer, and you have an account manager on our end who will guide you through the process, but we set it up and we do it all for you. And then we post the content to your website. And then once the content is published to your website, we promote it through your social media channels. And all of that helps you build your brand voice on the internet. Any burning questions?
I guess I have one. I was talking to a guy the other week about, he said something about if I was writing blog posts to use anchor text. Does that has something to do with like internal linking, like you guys were saying, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So imagine once we've written the article, right? And then let's say we write 5 articles for you in a given month. One of the things that you can do is once it's published to your website, you can go into into your content management system and you can link them together. And when you link them together, you want to use the search term that you want to rank for. So if it's LED dog lights, for example, in your case, anywhere LED dog lights shows up, you want to have that called the anchor text. That means that's the link itself. And then you want to point to another page that is all about LED dog lights. And when you do that, Google really understands what you do. They'll understand what you do when you start writing content as well. But that's kind of like an advanced thing that you can do as well.
So if I have, LED dog collars, as my keyword showing up on 15 different pages on my site, how would I link? You said to link every single time it's used. So I would link it on every 15 pages that it's on.
You don't have to link to it every time. What I would do is I would link it. So let's say that you have 15 different pages. And
Mhm.
on those 15 different pages, let's say that uh, you have LED dog collars that's written maybe, at least once on those pages. What you can do is you can pick what is the home base of all of those 15 pages? What's the most informative page about LED dog collars that you want to drive people to? Could be your transaction page, could be like where you have all of your different products for that product line. So let's say that you want that to be your anchor page, your main page where you're driving your traffic. All of those other 14 pages, you can link to that one page using that search term. And then when Google crawls your website, they see all this content about LED dog collars. And then they also see that you have those links pointing to that one page. That is directional for Google to say, oh, I know what you do, and I know how to rank your website now. Make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, I think so. Just so I make sure I got that right, and for everyone listening, I guess it hopefully helps them too with their terms. If I have those 15 pages, and each of the 15 pages has LED dog collar written once on it, I would highlight it and then link it to, say, my product page on all 15 of the pages, and that's basically all I would need to do to link
Correct.
it for Google to recognize. Okay.
You got it. Yeah. And that right there is best practice. So I'd
See.
recommend doing that. But
Awesome.
again, it all starts with content, right? So you need the content to be able to tell Google what you do, and that's where Composer can help you write that content and do it on a very cost-effective basis, and get your brand voice built quickly.
Yeah, that's awesome. How often would you recommend we post per day, per week, per month so that
Great,
Google
great
recognizes
question.
us best?
Great question. I'm loving this. Yeah, so you want to publish at least 5 times a month. There's research that shows that when you do that, that sends a signal to Google. Anything more than that is better, but I would say at the minimum 5 times a month is what you want to do there.
And if I can add to that, Cameron, Google's made it very clear that quality is 1A. It is the priority in content, but a very close second is consistency in cadence in publishing. Meaning, if you're going to publish every week, you got to do it religiously. If you're going to do it every other day, whatever cadence you set up, it is critical in getting and keeping their attention.
I see. So it's probably best then to just save up like hundreds of posts and then, I guess so you have enough so you don't ever run out.
Well, we never run out of things to write about here at Composer. Let's
If
put
you
it that
saw
way.
all those keywords, there's so many keywords that you can write about that are relevant to your business. And that's sort of like this evergreen, kind of theme that you can write about. And you saw all the keywords that you could possibly rank for. And that also helps you rank for more keywords. When you're ranking for more keywords, you're going to get more traffic.
One other question I can think of. I've heard on SEMrush or Google, or maybe on both, there's like a ranking tool or something. It can show you like 0 to 100 how Google would rank the quality of the post. Do you guys know a good way to like tell if it's good quality for Google or not?
The content that Composer writes is good quality content. We've tuned it to Google's SEO guidelines, and that helps Google know what to what to focus on. One thing I would mention is just really quickly, because it sounds like we're about to wrap up here. I wanted to mention in the chat, Anna put in Andrew's calendar link. What I recommend is that everybody schedule some time with Andrew so that we can do a one-on-one with you and help you in your business and get you going. So I recommend that definitely spend some time, because what we'll do is we'll take some time. We did this with a big group here, but we can do it on a one-on-one basis and help you figure out your own content strategy. So we are at the top of the hour. I know everybody's busy and want to just be mindful of time here. Hopefully that was helpful for everybody. If it was, please mention that on Alignable. We really do appreciate that. And schedule time with Andrew. We'll be glad to do one-on-one calls with you and help you with your own content strategy, and look forward to hopefully working with you.
Thank you for your time, everybody.
Have a wonderful day.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.